welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't kind of filmed, well I mean I've uploaded, well I think I uploaded kind of recently actually, it was like a vlog all the way back from like March or something, but I haven't like sat down and filmed a video in so long. But I'm hopefully getting back into it. I'm trying to get back into it because I like it. So yeah. So I don't want to waffle on too much even though I know I'm really good at it. But I thought I would just address a few things. First of all, I don't normally film from this way. Like with the lighting coming from behind because like it's not really great. But my whole room is an absolute tip. And I didn't feel like tidying it right now. So I'm filming from a different location and I have like, not location, a different like angle. Yes, and also since I last filmed I've had a haircut, even though that's probably not very exciting to anybody but me. The lighting in this video is just going to be all over the place, I can tell. Oh well. Okay, anyway, so today's video is actually a kind of story time thing. I don't want to use that term because I feel like the story time videos have got such a bad rep, if you will. Like it's a lot of people with a lot of clickbait and a lot of exaggeration, and mine is going to be nothing like that because honestly, like, is that my phone? So honestly the story I'm going to tell you, it's not like super crazy, it's just something that happened in my trip back in Paris back in like March I think it was, that traumatized me. It wasn't crazy but I get overwhelmed really easily, so it felt very traumatizing. I'm filming this in October. It happened in March, so yeah, 7 months ago, which means like obviously a lot of the like detail of it has probably left my memory, which is great, but I still wanted to film it because it happened and it's just, I like to document things. Yeah, anyway, I said I wouldn't waffle on and then I waffled on, so I'm gonna start. So basically back in, I believe it was March, it might have been the end of, no, it was March. At the end of March, me and my friend Hannah, we went to Paris for 10 days. And I actually kind of vlogged. I'm using the term vlog very loosely because I'm not a vlogger. Like, well, not a successful vlogger anyway. So yeah, I actually vlogged some of them and some of them are already up, which you can see. I shall link them like down there or somewhere. They'll be somewhere. You can find them at the end of the video maybe. But yeah, so this is kind of like my first like kind of solo trip when it was like when it was just me and my friend Hannah. Everything was like new and you know, it was kind of like the first time doing it all. And then on top of that, at the time I was still kind of recovering from Lyme disease, which I actually am going to be speaking about in a later video, so if you're interested then, you know, you can subscribe. There are a lot of factors that played into this, but basically I was very kind of overwhelmed and had quite a bit of anxiety, especially for the start of the trip. I mean, I still, like, don't get me wrong, I love the trip. But because of how I had been chronically ill and how I was recovering and how it was the first time doing it and just the kind of person I am, there was like a lot of anxiety around it and I get overwhelmed so easily, which is probably why this experience felt so traumatizing to me. But nonetheless, it's nice to laugh about now. So the first 2 days we stayed near Disneyland Paris because that was the kind of first section of our trip, was to go to Disneyland, which was amazing by the way. And then at the end of our third day, I'm gonna say, yeah, it was the end of our third day, we caught the metro to more central Paris, where we were staying in another Airbnb for a week. I mean, doing this anyway is kind of a bit intimidating, especially when obviously you're in a country which, I mean, let's be real, like a lot of people there speak English, which is obviously very good because unfortunately I don't speak that great French. But obviously you're in another place where the main language isn't your language, it's like a different culture. Like, I'm from like southwest England, like I'm not from London, I don't use the tube or anything like that, and actually all of that kind of stuff makes me quite nervous. I mean, thankfully I had my friend Hannah there who is like a pro at the tube. Well, I think she is because I'm so bad. But yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on again. So yes, it was this, we were coming back, we'd finished the first 3 days at Disney, so I was like exhausted, I was kind of nervous about the whole travelling there bit and like finding it and everything. And we actually found out the day before we left the first Airbnb that the second Airbnb we were going in was like on the 4th or 5th floor, and it had no like lift, it had no elevator, so we'd have to like lug our suitcases up all these steps, and I was out of shape anyway. I mean, I still kind of am, but obviously, like I said, being ill for like 2 years, you know, I was very out of shape. So anyway, all these things, I was very nervous going into it. But I was like, you know, it's gonna be fine, we'll get through it, you know, it'll be an adventure. So anyway, we got on the metro, we went there, and then we came up, obviously from the underground bit, and we kind of looked around, and I just couldn't figure out which way to go, and we had, I had like the Google Maps thing, and I was like, I just couldn't figure it out, and then thankfully, oh my gosh, so I was already kind of getting a bit like panicky, because obviously I was like, it's kind of late at night. Well, it wasn't like late at night, but it was night. And thankfully, there was this English man, and he obviously saw us looking very confused, and he came over and he was like, oh, are you guys okay? And I was like, oh yes please, we're trying to find this place. So he was like, oh yeah, of course, you just go, and he pointed, like, told us where to go. And I was like, thank you so much. And it was just kind of one of those moments where I was getting so overwhelmed, and then someone just did something nice. That's my dog barking. And just kind of one of those moments where you feel really overwhelmed and a bit panicky, and someone just does something nice and you're just like, thank you. And I kind of wanted to just cry. I mean, if you know anything about me, you know that I'm very emotionally unstable and I cry at everything anyway. So this man was just nice for no reason. Like, he didn't have to be nice to us, he didn't have to stop and help us, but he did. And that just kind of was like, oh. So that was like really, really nice, and I was like, okay, this is fine, we've got this, we can do this. So we finally get to kind of the place, and the area we're staying in, it wasn't bad, but at night it looked a little bit rough. It wasn't rough, it was just kind of because it was nighttime and because I think I was just so overwhelmed, everything was like, ah. But I was kind of like, ah. So anyway, we have the address like on my Google Maps thing, and we follow it and we go to this building. And we're like, oh no, we have to use the code to get into the building. And anyway, this lady's there, and she literally just like lets us in. Like, obviously not knowing who we were, we probably just looked like scared tourists, which I guess we were. And she just like let us in, and we're like, okay. And then we get in, and I was like, oh, that is like a little lift, even though it looked very small and kind of like it could break. But we did it, we squeezed in there, and we went up to the floor, and the key was left under the mat. And we were looking under all these mats, and there was no key. And we were like, oh, this is really weird. Like, first of all, there's a lift on there said there wasn't going to be, and now like the key's not here, like this. And she said it was like by this ladder thing. I was like, there's no ladder anywhere. So we're like, this is kind of weird. At this point I was kind of like, I just want to get inside, I just want to lie down and go to bed. Like, I was feeling a bit, you know. So I was like, what the heck? And then Hannah was like, I really thought it was number like 4, I think it was, and I was like, oh, it says here number 3. And it turns out that I had wrote, like, obviously I'd looked at the message on my Airbnb like app, and then I'd wrote it on my Google Maps app, and I'd wrote the wrong number. So it was, we were in building like 4 or something, and we'd just gone in and we're looking under the mats of the building number 3. So I was like, oh dear. But I'm just so thankful that there was a lift in that one, because if we had dragged our suitcases up all those stairs just to find out it was the wrong building, like, I probably would have cried. So we went back out, we went to the correct building, we went in, and we had to drag our suitcases up all these stairs. It was like 5 floors, and it was just like going around and around. And also, like, my suitcase is one of those ones where you're meant to be able to wheel it sideways, so it's like easier to wheel, which I was like, thought would be great for obviously walking it to and from places. But like within the first day, I think it was, one of the wheels like got broke, which meant like pulling it was even harder than like a normal one, because the wheel was like jammed or trapped or broken. I still don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah, so we finally get in the building, we bring it up the stairs, and I'm like, okay, this is finally over. We lift up the mat, we see the ladder, we've got the right key, we're like, right, we've got the right place. Phew. And we put the key in, and we go to twist it to unlock the door, and the door doesn't open. Like, the key just doesn't work. That's right, in the message we'd been told that the door could be a bit stiff, so I was like running and like pushing it. I just need to get inside this building, this room. I just need to be in there and finish this day. And bearing in mind this is like an apartment, so obviously there are different people, and we could hear people like locking their doors, obviously thinking we were some like freaks trying to break in. So anyway, we called up the owner of the Airbnb. She wasn't actually able to come and meet us, and I was like, oh hi, the key's not working. And she just kind of kept saying like, oh yeah, just put it in, and then you'd like twist it a bit. And I was like, yeah, we're doing that, it's not really working, you know, like trying to be nice, but like, help me, I'm stuck outside. And then after like a 10-minute phone call, she was like, I might have to come and help you then. And I was like, I mean, that would be good, thank you. And then just as we were about to hang up and she was about to come on her way, even though she was like half an hour away, Hannah managed to open the door, and it was just like, thank goodness, because I know it's not like the end of the world. In fact, it's, to most people it probably seems like nothing, But to me at the time, I literally just felt so like overwhelmed and like anxious. It was just not fun. Yeah, and then we got inside, we locked that door from the inside because you can unlock it easily from the inside. And I was just like, okay, thank you. And I just kind of led there like a lemon. And Hannah, she was walking around like looking in all the cupboards, and I bet you can hear that phone ringing. Shush. Yeah, and then Hannah was walking around looking in the cupboards because we both really loved tea, and we were like, we just need some tea. It was just, I think it's a very English reaction. We just need some tea. There was just me laying there like a lemon, and there's Hannah walking around in these cupboards just like almost like hysterical. And then she found a kettle, and in the first place we didn't have a kettle, and to people who love tea very much, the kettle was a big deal. And Hannah started crying, happy tears, because we had a kettle and could have tea. And that was the end of the day, and that was the end of the traumatic experience. Throughout the whole trip I still couldn't open that door with a key, only Hannah could do it. Those stairs nearly killed me, not literally, although I did really hurt my hip. And yeah, that was my probably not that dramatic to most but very dramatic to me story time. I'm gonna stop talking now because I've been filming for 19 minutes, which didn't want to do. So yes, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can give it a like or subscribe. I mean, you know the deal. So yes, thank you very much. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.